All right, good morning, everyone. We are going to get started, and as more people log in, they can join us and catch up. Good morning, my name is Frances Klingenberger. I work at the Greater Bakersfield Chamber as the Manager of Strategic Programs, and I wanted to welcome you all to our second webinar in our 2020 BYP Summit series. Due to the challenges that 2020 has presented, we have decided to turn this inspiring day into a series of virtual events. This summit will be fueled by inspiring speakers, insightful panels, messages that motivate, and provide opportunities to connect with the leaders of today and tomorrow. So I'd like to thank our sponsors, Strata Credit Union, Comprehensive Blood and Cancer Center, Kearney's Business Technology Center, for supporting this program so that we could bring everyone all this information and come together while we're all socially distanced. I'd like to go over some Zoom etiquette to make this session go as smoothly as possible. First off, I want to let everyone know that this session is being recorded to share for later for those who cannot attend. I want to remind everyone to go into speaker mode. If everyone can go on mute unless you are speaking, this will help reduce any feedback and background noise. And we want this to be an interactive webinar, so if you have any questions, please type it into the chat. And at the end of the session, we would love for you all to use your hand emoji to verbally ask questions and engage in the conversation. At this time, I would like to introduce our team at Providence Strategic Consulting, who is bringing you this amazing webinar. Providence Strategic Consulting is a strategic communications firm in the Central Valley that specializes in PR, in public and governmental affairs, marketing, advertising, and more. Here's a little bit about today's speakers. Rachel Glauser is the Director of Communications at Providence. She has 15 years of experience in candidate campaigns, statewide ballot initiatives, business advocacy, and permitting projects. Madison Carter Enriquez is the Senior Project Manager at Providence. She has a degree in business administration from Cal State Bakersfield, and she's been working in marketing and design for 8 years. Allison Bota is the digital marketing specialist at Providence, and she will be helping everything run smoothly behind the scenes. All right, I'm going to pass it off to the team at Providence to get started.
Thanks, Frances.
Thank you, Frances. All right, let's get started. Well, thanks for the introduction. Super glad to be back. Hopefully you guys tuned in last week on Wednesday, but either way, I'm Rachel Glauser and I will be your co-host for this morning.
And I'm Madison, and our whole team is really excited to be here today. Also, just want to let you know that we're doing another raffle after this session, and at the end, we're going to tell you how you can win another $50 gift card. So let's get started.
All right, so today we are going to be covering these topics that you see here. So how to optimize your page to reach your target audience, content strategies to make the most of your connections, how to engage with your audience for maximum exposure, ways that you can reach your ideal clients using LinkedIn advertising, and then finally we will wrap up with some discussion on analytics to make sure that your page is on track and heading in the direction that you want it to. But first, we want to get some participation from you guys in the chat. Hopefully you've had your morning coffee or lots of coffee, and you guys can tune in and chat with us. So we want to know, do you currently utilize LinkedIn for your business? So do you have a business page yourself, or maybe you are running the LinkedIn business page for your organization? So let us know in that chat section. We kind of want to get a benchmark of where everyone is in that process of utilizing LinkedIn for their business. So maybe you're managing the page. Are you guys posting on it consistently? Very minimally. Okay, well, we're going to work on that. We're going to change that today. It's going to be good. No. I know, it's just another thing, right? But it's super important. Thanks, you guys. Lots of no's. So hopefully you get a lot from this session.
Yep. So judging by some of the comments in the chat, you may want to beat your head against the wall or the couch like our friend Nick Miller here when you think about adding another social media platform for you to manage. But we believe that LinkedIn is worth investing your time in, and here is why. LinkedIn is the #1 platform for B2B businesses, and it has about twice the engagement on B2B pages as it does to B2C. So it's also the #1 lead generating network, which makes sense because they have about 630 million members. And the best part is that people are not tired of LinkedIn. So Facebook fatigue is a very real thing, but LinkedIn is not quite there yet. So it's a better time than ever to start investing more of your time and energy into building your page on LinkedIn. So this is really a blank canvas for your professional creativity. And whether you choose to use LinkedIn as a place to boost your brand's reputation or as a creative space to post and engage with your audience, this is the place for you. From advertising to thought leadership, your LinkedIn audience is ready to learn from and connect with your business. And Rachel is going to tell us some other great reasons why LinkedIn is perfect for your business.
That's right. So for one, SEO. So if you're like us, you've probably Googled yourself or your business, admit it, and you want to see where you rank and if you rank on that first page. And besides offering up your firstborn child to Google, there are many other ways that you can see your brand featured higher up on that first page. So we're sure you've heard of SEO as it relates to your website, but keeping up with your social media can actually be a huge help for your SEO as well. LinkedIn company pages rank on search engine results pages or SERPs, like any other website or social network. Creating a page gives your company just another opportunity to be discovered by people searching for your products, your services, or your brand. So when creating your page, make sure that you're including keyword-rich copy that describes your business very well, and describes your expertise, and describes your industry focus. When completing the profile section on your company page, be sure that you use the specialties section to include up to 20 keywords that best describe you and what you do. This is going to help with your overall appearance in search results. If you're a large business with quite a following already, but looking for other ideas to boost that SEO and create leads through LinkedIn, then you can consider maybe checking out showcase pages.
So showcase pages will show up on your page under affiliated pages, and this is a way to show off your brand's different branches if you have them. So if you're looking for a way to boost your SEO on a certain service or branch of your company, consider creating a showcase page to house that content. And it will show up under affiliated pages on your LinkedIn business profile, and then people will be able to search for it directly as well. So with that, let's move on to another reason why LinkedIn is great for your business.
So in the last section, we talked about thought leadership. And now we'll explain a little bit how brands can be thought leaders too. LinkedIn is where your business gets to prove to your peers and maybe potential clients that you are the best in your field. So you can kind of think of your LinkedIn business page as a professional resume and maybe even an interview for your business. So resume, and that you're listing your business's capabilities and accomplishments, just as you would a resume. It's an interview as it shows off your business's personality and ability to communicate effectively with your clients and your peers. So this post that you see right here is an example of Providence's Connections sharing a post about us. It's a great example of leveraging LinkedIn to build credibility with our peers, our clients, and future clients. So our partner, WorldCom PR, tagged us in a post on their page, which exposes us to their audience, adding to our credibility. So when you can leverage your existing network on LinkedIn, it will really help boost your page and visibility on the site.
So now let's talk about what your business page actually looks like. So LinkedIn provides a range of features to show off your brand, and we're going to start with the profile and cover photo. So you can see here we have the dimensions on there. You're going to want to choose something that shows off your brand, and always make sure that you are using an image that is correctly sized for LinkedIn. So for LinkedIn cover photos, those are the dimensions. It's 1536 by 768, and then your profile picture is a square image that's 400 by 400. Also, a really cool feature on your page is community hashtags. So this feature is something special that LinkedIn provides to help you be seen. Associating your page with a relevant hashtag will enhance your brand, and the organization outside of your follower base can see your posts, and you're encouraging new users to get to know your brand outside of the segmented posts to your existing audience. So we highly recommend using those for your page.
Right above your posts, you will see something that says notify employees. This is a really great feature if you're trying to boost employee engagement. If your employees share, like, and comment on a post, it just helps your post get that much more exposure. So we highly recommend encouraging your employees to take an active role in the success of your LinkedIn. Your employees are really your best advocates and your brand ambassadors. So encourage them to utilize LinkedIn to its fullest. Invite connections is a fairly new feature that LinkedIn launched last year. For anyone who is an admin on their LinkedIn page, this is something you can actually do right now to gain followers. So what you want to do is click on admin tools in the upper right-hand corner. You see right there. And then you'll click on invite connections. It's really that easy. So lastly, update your business's information on a frequent basis. This is critical. When people are interested in you or interested in your company or organization, and they click through your LinkedIn, they want to and really should be greeted with an updated and a very accurate page. So it's helpful to set maybe a reminder on your phone or send yourself maybe a calendar update, calendar invite to remind yourself to update your LinkedIn page every few weeks or maybe every month, just depending on your business and the time that you have. But encourage all your employees to update their job titles as well and mark themselves as an employee. So I'll show you how to do that. To mark yourself as an employee, you want to update your job title on your profile and add your place of business. So when you do this, make sure you're using the right business page. When you type it in, it should show the correct profile picture. If you don't do this, if you don't mark yourself as an employee, the business cannot do it for you. So this is a super easy way to gain organic exposure. Anytime someone visits one of your employees' LinkedIn page, they're going to see your business.
Now let's talk about your content. LinkedIn is a place for professionals to interact, gain insight, and search for employment, which means that it should come as no surprise that employee-supported and generated content is the best way to raise engagement and build community. LinkedIn specifically recommends establishing authentic connections with members by leveraging employee voices. People love seeing insight and genuine moments that happen at your business. So you can be professional and fun at the same time. Here are some ideas to raise employee engagement. You can share employee-generated content. You can share employee celebrations like we did with this post with Bianca here. And you can tag business partners and employees in your posts, and that will help generate that engagement and it'll make it shareable for them as well. And always remember to create content that your employees will want to engage with. That's the key to this.
Okay, so for other types of content, LinkedIn is really about building a community of people that are invested in your business, employees, and your content. So posting professional and personable content will lead to a much more engaged audience. How do you stand out from the crowd of LinkedIn business pages? Well, you can do this by creating industry-specific value-added content. This is exactly what LinkedIn was created for. So ask yourself, what are questions you frequently get from customers? What are people always asking you that maybe you should share on LinkedIn? What are things people don't know and should better understand about your business? And maybe what are some free tips and tricks that you can give to those who interact with your business page? So think about those kind of questions.
And remember, when you're making content for your page, people use LinkedIn to stay informed and make connections. So here at Providence, we use LinkedIn for a variety of reasons, including connecting peer-to-peer with other businesses. Because of this, we focus on value-added content. our strategy involves posting downloadable content such as PDFs or Word documents that can help small businesses. So it's really cool. LinkedIn actually helps or allows you to post PDFs directly onto your page on LinkedIn. And you don't even have to convert it to a grainy JPEG or PNG. So you can post it and then members can download it directly from your LinkedIn page. And so if your business uses LinkedIn for B2B, pushing out educational PDFs or white pages can be a great way to show off your knowledge and skill set. Or you could even use it to push out flyers for an upcoming event or open house. Possibilities are endless.
And our last suggestion would be to use video. Video leads to higher engagement on almost all platforms, including LinkedIn. LinkedIn video actually gets about 3 times more engagement compared to just simple text posts. When planning your videos, try to fit as much information into those first 5 seconds. Think about how many times you've scrolled through social media and stopped on a video, did a 5-second test to see if it's worth watching or not and moving on, or continuing to watch it. At the end of the day, LinkedIn is the home of long form content. So whether it's a video or a post, you just have to give your audience a reason to keep watching or a reason to keep reading. So let's talk a little bit more about content. If you are currently running a LinkedIn business page, you may have seen the Content tab at the top of your business page. This tab is a feature that helps you be a part of the timely conversations in your industry. We know from other social media that sharing timely content can help boost engagement and thus boost your exposure. And we see time and time again that people are more willing to comment on what is trending. So LinkedIn generates its own content for this tab, but you are able to filter it and then you can share the content directly to your page.
So now we're going to go over the 3 H's of LinkedIn content. But first, I want you guys to guess what the 3 H's might be. So does anyone have any guesses what the 3 H's of LinkedIn comments, or the 3 H's of LinkedIn content will be? If you have a guess, put it in the chat now. Oh, those are good ones, Lewis. We should add those in.
Honesty is, yeah, for sure. I agree, Lewis. I just think that's helpful.
Okay, cool. So according to LinkedIn's marketing manager named Derek Chung, a community will gather around your brand and your content if you are helpful, human, and heartfelt. So you need to be understanding and empathetic of your audience's needs. Now that's great advice from Derek, and we know that this model creates highly engaging content. So let's move on to engagement.
So we already mentioned that building a LinkedIn community is very important, and engaging with that community is an essential part of your LinkedIn. Here are some simple types of daily engagement you can do to help boost your business's exposure. First, reply to comments. If your community comments, it's important to comment back. It's like talking to someone in real life, paying them a compliment or asking them a question, and you just sit there. It's awkward, and that's not how we communicate. So try to comment back and engage, reciprocate with your audience. Next, follow numbers. Sharing timely content that the LinkedIn community is engaging with will help garner more likes, comments, and shares. And on that note, reply to people who share your content and thank them for sharing, as that will strike up more conversations. Lastly, if you see an opportunity to link value-added content and replying to any comments or shares, definitely do that.
Now, if you've ever written a long, heartfelt, well thought out text and gotten nothing but a thumbs up in response, you know that there's a right and a wrong way to engage with people. And the same rings true on social media. It's completely understandable to want quantity over quality, but LinkedIn is not the platform for that. So every time you get a comment, every reply should sound like it came from a real person and not a robot. So continue adding value to your community even in the comments. As you can see from this example, we linked a link to our blog page in response to a comment about our newsletter. And so this is a great way to continue giving timely information to our audience before our newsletter even goes out. And that's much more helpful than just the nice on the right-hand side. So mostly you need to be thinking outside the box when you reply, and don't be afraid to tag companies or even employees that can add to the conversation or benefit from it.
So now let's briefly introduce you to the world of LinkedIn advertising. So overall, there are 3 main reasons to use LinkedIn advertising. If you're a B2B advertiser, LinkedIn is a great way to reach other businesses and their employees. Second, if you offer a professional service, either to other businesses or certain industry employees, advertising will be great for you. Lastly, LinkedIn advertising is unique in that advertising to find employees is very popular and very successful on LinkedIn. If you're familiar with social media ads, you'll notice that LinkedIn ads kind of come with a pretty high price tag compared to other platforms. The cost per click on a LinkedIn ad can be significantly higher than that of Facebook and Instagram. But don't let that scare you. That doesn't mean that it isn't worth investing in. So let's take a quick look at the types of ads that LinkedIn offers to businesses, and then maybe talk about what would be right for your business.
If you already use Facebook ads for your business, these 3 categories may look familiar to you. So awareness is used to introduce your business and get the most eyes on your ad. This is a great way to say hello to new people. Consideration is for people who are familiar with your brand already. You're asking them to ask in some way, usually through the use of an incentive. So check out our blog post, watch our video, comment below, etc. And then conversion is where you ask your audience to buy, reach out, or apply. So take a more time-intensive action on your post. So if you think of these 3 categories as a digital sales funnel, it's easy to see which one your business should start with. So let's just say that you are launching a new ad to gain exposure for your B2B business. You're going to want to start with an awareness ad. So after you run your awareness ad, you can even then run a consideration ad that targets those people that interacted with your first ad. So you're creating a highly targeted funnel and using your advertising dollars wisely. And so Allison is going to link to a LinkedIn page that gives you a little bit more information about ads, and there's actually 10 different types that you can dive further into if you follow that link she's going to put in the chat.
All right, so before we move away from LinkedIn ads, I want to give you some examples of the good and the bad. We have no ugly, just the good and the bad. Can anyone guess if the ad that you see here is considered good or bad? What do you think? Is it a good ad? What do you think? If you saw that scrolling through your feed and you saw this ad, would you stop to read it or not? A pluses all around. For those of you that said bad, you are correct. The image shown has not been adjusted to LinkedIn photo requirements, first of all, and the amount of text, Hillary's correct, will negatively affect the performance of this ad on LinkedIn. So if you're not willing to sit there and read a flyer that's disguised as an ad, you can't expect others to either.
So this is an example of an ad that's unique to LinkedIn. It's just a simple text ad, and you can see that it blends in nicely with the LinkedIn user interface. And truth be told, I actually clicked on this ad when I saw it on my profile. So this is for a website called Monday.com, which is a project management software, and that is right up my alley. I want to know how to get a high-level view of all my projects and ensure seamless execution. They really got me. So I clicked on that, and it was perfect. They know that I'm busy, and they targeted me perfectly with a subtle, non-anxiety-inducing ad and some great copy. They knew exactly how to hook me in, and that makes this one an A+ ad. So you can see the difference. You really want to think about how your audience is perceiving your ad when you post it. So let's move on to LinkedIn Analytics so you can see how your ads are doing once you post them.
And we can share that ad again later. I know you guys couldn't see that. So we can, I don't know what happened to that ad, but we can send it to you. Yeah.
The text ad at the top, it's small and very subtle.
Oh, okay. It looks chopped off. I think it confused everybody. All right, so in this next section, we're going to discuss page analytics. So this is kind of the fun part. If you're an admin for your LinkedIn business page and you want to follow along with us on these next few slides, feel free to take a second and actually bring up your LinkedIn page. And then we can kind of walk through these next few steps together. So why should you use LinkedIn Analytics? Because it offers your business insights into followers, post metrics, and a metric that is unique to LinkedIn, which is visitors. So let's start with LinkedIn followers. If you haven't already, go ahead and navigate to your business page if you're going to follow along with us, or you can just check out the slide that you see here on the screen. At the top of your web page, you should see an Analytics tab. So click on that tab and then click on Followers. You'll see a graph with a time range given. And if you're following with us, move that time range back just a couple of months and you'll be able to see a much wider view of your follower metrics. When observing your new follower graph, you want to make note of any changes. You'll see that we gained more followers than usual on June 27th. Now we're going to take a bit of a dive into these analytics to pinpoint what could have significantly boosted our LinkedIn follower count on that day. So if you're on your own business page, feel free to do some deep diving on this page on your own if you want to.
And so I see a question from Rebecca before we move on about accessing this on the mobile version. I definitely recommend checking it out on your desktop if you're going to look at it. It's much better that way. It's a lot of data in there and you're going to want to take a closer look. So I don't necessarily recommend looking at it on your phone. Sorry. So if you change the time range to the week of the significant change, we can see daily analytics instead of weekly so that you can get a better view. And upon review, we were able to discover that June 27th was that day that WorldCom tagged us in that post from earlier. And that led to a big increase in followers that week. So using this data, we can seek out more posts from our partners to boost our page, and that will drive our content strategy going forward. So it's very, very useful.
All right, so now let's navigate over to companies to track. To get to companies to track, stay on the followers page and then scroll to the bottom. There should be a list of companies similar to what you see above. LinkedIn creates a list based on companies that have similar followers. From these stats, Providence can see that we are doing great on new followers, but we should focus on raising our engagement rates. So ultimately, this can really help your business formulate a better social media plan and outline your goals for the future. So now let's head over to the Updates tab. This tab is a great way to track the success of your posts. So you can see impressions, clicks, engagement rate, you can see video views. Besides being useful data for any monthly reports that you might be putting together, this data can help you see what works and what doesn't. And that is super important because you don't want to keep doing things that aren't working, putting out long content that maybe isn't right for your audience, and it helps you kind of adjust and pivot to content that will actually do better for your page. You can also access analytics for each post here or on your business's feed.
And then the visitors analytics tool is a unique insight into people who visit your page, and these can be better used to understand your audience. So here we can see that our audience is a good mix of desktop and mobile, which we should take into consideration when we're making content. And then when you're looking at this, you can also see tons of visitor demographics. And if you're using your LinkedIn to bring in clients, you can use this area to judge if the people you want to be seeing your posts are actually seeing your posts. So this is very, very useful, and there's a lot of data available in this tab. Now we're going to talk about how LinkedIn can help you find the right candidate for your business if you're currently hiring. Now, if you've ever needed to find a new employee for your company, you might have felt like Leslie does here at some point. It takes so much time to sift through resumes that are outdated or filled with grammatical errors. And in the last session, we talked a lot about how LinkedIn is a great resource for finding a new job. And on the flip side of that coin, LinkedIn is also a great place to find potential employees. But how? The easiest way is to let your audience know about a job opening via a post on your business page. That's your first step. You're going to be reaching out to your current network, and this works great. But unless you already have a highly engaged audience, this may or may not work. And that's where LinkedIn's other features come in handy. But really, you don't want to neglect this first post for your job opening.
Yeah, that's right. And before we get into LinkedIn's extra hiring features, let's talk about how important it is to create ongoing content to attract quality potential employees. This is important as most potential employees will be looking at your LinkedIn before applying. So think about what was important to you to know about your business before you got hired, or questions that you get asked frequently if you own the business. This should be a discussion that you also have with your other team members. Talk to them about what they found impressive about the company before they joined. What were the draws? We'd suggest sharing content that shows off the positive company culture, professionalism, and really the overall office environment. People want to know what they're getting into, and they're going to look on your LinkedIn to find that out. So showing a friendly face goes a really long way in attracting qualified applicants.
So how can LinkedIn help you find the perfect candidate? Besides relying on the community you've already built, LinkedIn offers LinkedIn Premium. And this gives employers the opportunity to seek out potential candidates. This is a great tool if you can spend the time to go search for your perfect candidate. The most valuable tool LinkedIn Premium offers businesses is InMail. And InMail is LinkedIn's messaging tool, which allows premium subscribers to send messages to users that they're not yet connected with. So usually you already have to be connected with someone to reach out to them, but with InMail you don't have to be. Another bonus to Premium is that LinkedIn will help you audit your own profile and suggest updates that will help you recruit better candidates. And the same feature will provide insights into similar companies and candidates that match your description. And another feature of Premium is the ability to open up your profile so potential candidates can message you. And it includes LinkedIn Learning for your employees, which is very, very cool and very handy. There's also a variety of other paid tier programs that can give you more access and deeper insights. But we recommend starting with LinkedIn Premium as it offers the best price point for smaller businesses.
Here is a little overview of the 4 paid versions that LinkedIn Premium offers. In the last slide, we went over the business option. The sales option is kind of like the business option, but it has the ability to send 20 InMail messages. So it just depends on your goals, your priorities. Plus, you get access to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is a lead developing tool. The hiring option is recommended for maybe larger corporations, as this option has unlimited extended network visibility and automatic candidate tracking. So it's really more geared toward large corporations who need to be recruiting multiple times out of the year. Okay, so that's all we have for today. Hopefully you guys have some questions or took down some notes. If you have any questions at all for us, please just ask away in that chat section. You can raise your hand or hop on video so we can actually see your face and hear your voice if you have anything for us. We'd love to chat. And yes, you will get part 1. I know that Hillary and Francis will probably be able to send that out later. They are recording it for anybody who maybe missed either session.
Yes, we uploaded that to the Chamber's YouTube page. So after we're finished with this session, we'll send an email out again with both videos so that everyone, I know we only had about half of our attendees on today who were able to sign in. So that will be coming your way later today. And then did you guys want to talk about your contest that you have? Your raffle?
Absolutely. So as promised, we're doing a $50 Visa gift card raffle. We're going to choose somebody that attended today's webinar, and we're going to announce the results on Facebook. So keep an eye out for that. We'll send you an email too to let you know that you won. But we're really excited, and we're really, really grateful that everyone came. And then if you'd like to, you can feel free to reach out to us if you have any other questions, if you're thinking about it, if you're going through your page. Let us know. You can reach out to us. Our emails are both on here, or you can reach out on social media, or even better yet, you can add us on LinkedIn.
Yeah, connect with us on LinkedIn for sure. Just want to say thank you to Hillary and Francis again. I appreciate you both, and we appreciate the Chamber for letting us participate. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, we are here via email or however you want to connect with us. We'd love to help.
Thank you to Rachel, Madison, and Allison for another helpful webinar today. Again, Francis and I, we have some work to do for the Chamber's LinkedIn, and just it's a great way to stay connected to everyone. Again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Strata Credit Union, CBCC, and Carney's for sponsoring this year's BYP Summit. We will be back again next week, same time, same place. And this next week's webinar is super important. Another great topic. It's prioritizing your health, which is so important, especially during these times of COVID. In this webinar, we'll be discussing how your diet impacts your performance, your focus, and your mental health, how to cope with new or reappearing symptoms of anxiety, the importance of wellness, mindfulness, and meditation, spotting signs and symptoms to look for in yourself and loved ones who might be struggling during these times, and how to navigate through a crisis and access different resources. This webinar will be presented by Amber Smithson. She's one of the panelists from Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare, Jennifer Woodward who owns Jennifer Woodward Nutrition. We have Courtney Green from Aspire Counseling Services, and then this will all be moderated by our BYP chair, Mitchell Patel, who is with Kern Behavioral Health and Recovery Services. So I just posted the link in there if to register for next week's webinar. Again, it's free. Please invite friends, coworkers, who you think would benefit from this. But we hope that you guys all have a great week, and thank you for tuning in to this week's webinar. Thanks again, Providence. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.